Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. And peace and salutations to the Akim and the Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy and speaking about the Lord, putting a lot of people down, putting them to death. The Lord's judgments go out every morning. He faileth not. So I got a video I'm going to play. Get a couple of articles dealing with judgment. And Lord's willingness to be edifying. All right, let me see if this will play.
Now on True Crime News. A traffic stop.
You have your lights on you? Alright, just give me a moment, alright?
With a major twist.
I think he just put some more minutes in his leg.
And a cop becomes a suspect.
This is your money?
Yes, I heard him crumble it up. All that's been recorded, right?
Plus, till death do us part. A new marriage ends in murder after just 8 days.
He was madly in love with her.
The accused moves mountains to cover her tracks. See what turned a dream wedding into a nightmare. And an elderly man goes missing. His car found on the freeway, his family desperate. Cops shout his name in the woods. Out of nowhere, a faint cry for help. To do with how it got there. And the death led homicide investigators to a
He's been an officer for quite a while.
Now a case of marriage and murder. You know the vows, to love and to honor until death do us part. Well, most married couples never imagine that they will be separated just days later. One Montana couple faced that horrible outcome, and the death led homicide investigators to a stunning conclusion.
And then just for the record, I believe there's an Edomite couple. So the Lord is putting those curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, on our enemies.
They vowed to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives. But no one imagined Cody Johnson and his bride, Jordan Graham, would part so soon. Cody mysteriously vanished just 8 days after the wedding.
I was just shocked. I didn't know what happened. And we spent a lot of time trying to figure out where he was.
At first, police treat it as a missing persons case.
She says, "Look, I got this email and Cody's dead."
But soon police suspect Cody had been murdered, perhaps before he and his bride even consummated their marriage.
I don't even think they had sex on the night of their wedding.
Kalispell, Montana, a country town known as the gateway to the majestic Glacier National Park in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. This beautiful backdrop was the setting of an ugly crime, ending the love story of Cody Johnson and Jordan Graham, who met at a church lunch and seemed like a match made in heaven.
She was a good girl.
And Cody was a good guy.
He was so funny, very caring, kind-hearted.
Cody told his mom right from the beginning he wanted to make Jordan his wife one day.
He was madly in love with her.
Cody was 24 and Jordan 21 when they met, and they shared the same dream of raising a family.
Cody was really looking forward to getting married. He loved children and couldn't wait to have his own, and he thought Jordan was the one for him.
Jordan's best friend Hannah Owens says she had a good heart and a way with kids.
She watched my son. I trusted her with my son. They bonded.
She got Cody into going to church with her, which she never did before. We all thought that those were good things.
But others worried that the relationship was a little one-sided.
He was madly in love with her. She, on the other hand, was distant towards him. They would go on dates and she would bring company. I never seen them hold hands. I never seen them kiss.
So many of their friends were surprised when, after dating for a little more than a year, Cody proposed to Jordan and...
You see, I gotta interject on this. See, those is red flags. Going on dates. Let this be a lesson to you Akim out there. If you're going on a date with a chick and she brings a friend, that's a no-no. That's a no-go. You know? Your woman is supposed to be into you, not you be all into the woman. Everything that this dude did, just do the opposite of it. It's like the roles were reversed. But let's continue.
And she accepted.
I didn't think that she would say yes.
When the big day finally arrived, Jordan's friends and guests were shocked by what really happened behind the joyous facade of these wedding photos.
She was kind of like shaking her head, like just bawling, like hysterically down the aisle. And when she got up there, she didn't look at him in the eyes.
And the morning after her wedding night with Cody, Jordan is beyond reluctant. She's despondent and regretful, writing in a text exchange with Matron of Honor Kimberly Martinez.
I don't know if all this was the right thing to do. So much happened last night. I just don't know.
Last night at the wedding or last night at the room?
Being married and after the wedding.
What happened after?
I'd rather talk about what happened, not text about it.
She said that it was just a miserable time, that they just really didn't enjoy it. And she just didn't seem very happy.
The texts continue from Jordan for a week after the wedding, each one sounding more morose and desperate.
Using the my period started spiel tonight. I freaking hope it works. Because if I'm forced to do something, I'm going to freak out.
She said that they hadn't, that she didn't want to.
8 days after the wedding, their brand new marital problems were suddenly over when Cody mysteriously goes missing. Up next, the mystery in Montana deepens. Now, there are more questions than answers. The first question, what does the bride know?
Yeah, as you can see, the judgment from the Heavenly Father. Let that be a lesson to you. Let me get a quick couple of precepts. Because you gotta understand. Yeah, you gotta understand. Any female showing you signs like that, you gotta get them up out of there. And to be honest, that chick is a no-go. She's giving text, and any chick that doesn't look you in your eyes, she's no good. Alright, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13. It says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Yeah. That's just self-explanatory. No need to break that scripture down. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Because a female will smile in your face and then try to stab you in the back. Or push you off the ledge of a cliff. Like in this event. And this guy That Edomite, he had both of the plagues. He had a plague of the heart because he was madly in love with the woman, but she wasn't in love with him. And he had the wickedness of the woman because she definitely was wicked.
We are right now on True Crime News. When Cody
to tell the police to call off the search. There was no more need to search for him.
4 days after Cody's disappearance and armed with the information in that email, Jordan decides to go to Glacier National Park to look for him with her own search party, which includes Hannah, other friends, and family members.
The drive up there was her waving her hand out the window, her wearing his sunglasses, acting like nothing happened, dancing, laughing.
When they arrive, Jordan's search party puts up missing posters and looks for the possible steep places, including a 300-foot drop from which Cody might have fallen.
We stand there, and she's like, I think he's down there. And I was like, what are you talking about? Why would he ever be going down there? Why would anybody do that? This wall is here for a reason.
Jordan jumps the wall and makes her way to a rock landing, peering at the bottom of the ravine. She quickly spots a body lying at the bottom. Detective Corey Clark and Kalispell PD Captain Scott Warnell make the long journey down to the bottom of the ravine. And sure enough, Cody's body is exactly where Jordan said it was.
Just his body floating in the water there, and in a place that was so remote, I don't think there probably had humans had ever been there.
Happy birthday! Friends and family are devastated when they get the tragic news about Cody, seen here blowing out the candles at one of his last birthday parties.
Cody Johnson is a kind, loving, wonderful young man that I miss a lot.
If guests were stunned by how sad and disturbed Jordan Graham looked at her wedding to Cody Johnson, they are now in disbelief at how carefree and unmoved she is at his funeral just 16 days later.
Everybody was looking at her like, you did this. Everybody knew.
Including the cops who had quietly gathered enough damning evidence to arrest Jordan for the murder of her new husband, and Jordan didn't have a clue.
She thought everything was going to be okay. She didn't think that she was going to get in trouble.
Police had also uncovered evidence that Jordan was with Cody at Glacier National Park the night he died. The FBI takes Jordan into custody at her home soon after Cody's funeral. Then she admits in this audio-recorded confession she wasn't happy with her 8-day marriage.
Kind of was feeling, should have we waited a little bit longer and then got married? I wasn't feeling like a on cloud nine.
Jordan admits she and Cody argued at home the night of his death.
And it was decided they would go to Glacier National Park.
I didn't want to do that show because I was afraid he could have fallen. He said I could do this with a blindfold on, and he said I could just put it on, take a step, and I wouldn't even fall. But it kept going through my head that, you know, you are going to fall or something, and then we were arguing some more. He went to grab my arm or my jacket, and I said, no, I'm going to defend myself. So I kind of walked over and I pushed, and he went over.
Blindfolded, plummeting 300 feet to his death. Jordan denies in her confession that Cody's murder was premeditated.
There was no planning on your part to kill Cody?
No.
Okay. You hadn't planned that until this whole thing just kind of happened in the heat of the emotion and the passion of that situation.
Jordan is charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and making misleading statements. Jordan is sentenced to 30 years in federal prison with no chance of parole.
If she didn't love him, why did she get married? Why did she say yes to the proposal? That's still the question in my mind to this day, is why.
Because the...
And see, there you have it. You gotta watch them. Let me get a couple more precepts and I'm gonna shut this down. Here you go. Sirach chapter 25 verse 21 says, "Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure." Yeah, see, he was madly in love with her because of her looks. But it says, looks can kill. Verse 24, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." Yeah, you see? So, let that be a lesson to you, Akim. Give the water no passage, and don't give a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. Get away from her fast. And you should do like the Apostle Paul said, be as though you have not a wife, If you're in this truth, your best bet is to not even have a wife. But, if you're a young man like myself, and you get that urge, in my opinion, just get you a pro. Just get you a pro and then keep it moving. But that's another topic for another time. Lord's willing, you was edified. Till next time, we're going to say shalom to the elect.